Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, today let's unpack something really quite intriguing. We're looking at your sources on the Hisense L9Q.
Ah, yes, the ultra short throw projector.
Exactly, and it's making some serious waves. The material we have suggests this isn't just another projector.
No, not at all.
It's making this really bold claim, basically, to completely replace your traditional TV.
Which is quite something.
Right. And it got that Best in Show win in its category at CVS 2025, so that definitely backs up some of the buzz. Certainly sparked my curiosity.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's that claim, the TV replacement idea, that's really fascinating here.
Mm-hmm.
The sources frame the L9Q as this significant leap forward, a real breakthrough for projectors, they call it.
Okay.
But if we sort of connect this to the bigger picture, the real insight isn't just, wow, Hisense built a great projector.
Right. There's more to it.
There is. They're strategically positioning it not really against other projectors, but aiming squarely at the absolute highest end of the flat panel TV market.
Interesting angle.
Yeah, it forces us to rethink what a premium home display even means, It's a calculated move. They're trying to capture a segment that, well, regular flat panels just can't practically serve at the kind of massive scale we're talking about here.
So the question becomes, who is this really a breakthrough for? And what does it actually mean for how we think about watching stuff at home?
Precisely. That's the core question.
That's a crucial point. It really is more than just a product. It feels like a statement. And, okay, if we're talking about pushing boundaries, we have to start with the visuals, the performance. Because this thing sounds, well, almost unreal.
The specs are definitely attention-grabbing.
Your sources describe it as seriously bright. And they mention, 5,000 ANSI lumens?
That's the number, 5,000 ANSI lumens. And just for context, that's brighter than many commercial cinema projectors.
Wow.
And certainly way brighter than most home theater models. So it makes it much more usable in a normal living room, one that isn't a perfectly blacked out cave.
Right, that's always the issue. And here's where it gets really interesting for me. Imagine projecting a massive 150-inch image, or even, they say, up to 200 inches.
Mind-blowing scale, yeah.
All from just a few inches away from your wall.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for anyone not familiar, that's what ultra short throw means, right? It sits practically on the console, right against the wall.
Exactly. It completely gets rid of the need for ceiling mounts or having the projector, plopped in the middle of your room.
Which is huge.
It's a fundamental shift. Just in terms of placement and convenience, it's a game changer.
Okay, so that's the what. Let's talk about the why. How does it achieve that kind of performance?
Right. And the why behind that performance. That's where the tech gets really cool. This isn't just some super bright lamp.
Okay.
The L9Q uses a triple laser setup, so separate red, green, and blue laser.
Ah, the trichroma tech.
Precisely. And that allows it to cover a much, much wider color space. We're talking wider than even most commercial movie theaters. Seriously. So you're not just getting a big picture, you're getting one that's incredibly vibrant, really accurate, truly cinematic color.
That sounds amazing.
But the real kicker, the thing the sources really hammer home, is its ability now, this is the right screen, to hit 1,500 nits of brightness.
1,500 nits? That sounds like high-end TV brightness levels.
Exactly. Nits are usually how we measure TV brightness, not projector output, which is usually just lumens. Getting this kind of on-screen brightness is what lets it, as they say, look good even in daylight.
Okay, that's the claim that really grabs you. Daylight viewing for a projector.
It's huge. Most projectors, they just wash out completely if there's any significant ambient light. But this level of brightness fundamentally changes where and when you can use it. Makes it way more versatile for a typical living room.
So it really tackles that age-old projector weakness head on.
It absolutely challenges that perennial limitation. Ambient light has always, always been the enemy of projection.
That daylight capability sounds monumental, honestly. But you mentioned, and the sources mentioned, it still needs a special screen to hit those 1,500 nits.
Yes, that's correct.
Doesn't that sort of add an extra layer? Maybe some complexity or cost that kind of undermines the simple design appeal we just talked about?
That's a really fair question. And it definitely speaks to the nuance here when you're pushing performance limits like this.
Right.
So while the L9Q can technically project onto just a plain white wall, and it'll look okay,
Right.
To really get those 1,500 nits and to properly combat that ambient light we were just discussing, an ALR screen is recommended. That's ambient light rejecting.
ALR.
These screens, they're engineered very specifically. They reflect the light coming from the projector, which is sitting right below it, back towards you, the viewer.
Makes sense.
But they absorb light coming from other angles, like, from windows or ceiling lights.
Upper?
So yes, it is an additional purchase. It's another thing to consider. But the sources definitely imply it's kind of a necessary component if you want to unlock the L9Q's full potential as a true TV replacement, especially in brighter rooms.
Okay, so it's like buying a supercar, but needing the special tires to actually hit top speed.
That's a perfect analogy. You could drive it on regular tires, but you wouldn't get the performance it's designed for. It's an investment in the total package, if you really want that TV-like brightness.
That makes total sense. Okay, so the L9Q is clearly built from the ground up to challenge TVs on, well, pretty much every front, not just the picture.
Mm-hmm.
But, in today's world, a display isn't just a display. It needs the smarts, the connectivity.
Absolutely critical.
Let's dig into how Hisense built that side of the experience, because that really solidifies the whole TV replacement argument, doesn't it?
Indeed it does. And beyond just the dazzling picture, the design and integration aspects are equally well thought out.
Right, like the form factor.
Exactly. Our sources highlight its pretty simple design. They mention how it sits right against the wall, sort of like a sound bar.
Yeah, I like that description.
It's quite clever, really, because it completely eliminates the need for those, awkward ceiling mounts.
Or the long cables.
The long HDMI cables snaking across the room, the complicated wiring. It just gets rid of all that stuff that used to make projectors kind of a logistical nightmare for a lot of people.
Definitely a barrier to entry for many.
For sure. The aesthetic hurdles, the installation hassle, those were huge deterrents. By tackling these pain points, Hisense has made getting a giant screen projection experience much more accessible, much more appealing for just a regular home setting. It's designed to blend in, not, dominate the room.
And speaking of blending in and simplifying, the audio, that's not just an add-on here, is it?
Not at all. It's a major focus. Hisense actually partnered with DVIT.
Okay.
And together they developed this built-in full Dolby Atmos system. Get this. 15 speakers packed into that unit.
15 speakers. In the projector base.
15 speakers. So this isn't just about throwing a better image on the wall. It's about creating a complete, really immersive cinematic experience right out of the box.
Wow. So it replaces the TV and potentially the sound bar or sound system too?
That's clearly the aim. It underscores that this isn't just a picture upgrade. It's positioned as a full home theater solution. A single, sleek unit doing the job of multiple components.
That combination, advanced visuals, advanced audio, in one compact box, it's a pretty powerful statement about its intent.
Right.
To be the main entertainment hub.
Absolutely. And frankly, a space saver for many people.
True.
Having that kind of high-fidelity audio, especially Atmos, integrated so cleanly, it means you don't need a separate soundbar cluttering things up or a complex surround system to get that really immersive feeling.
It's thinking holistically, the whole setup.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's a completely integrated experience. Picture, sound, design. And speaking of complete, let's talk smart features and connectivity. Because like we said, you can't be a TV replacement without nailing that.
Crucial. And they seem to have covered the bases. The L9Q runs Google TV.
Right, so that means access to, what, thousands of apps?
Yeah.
Streaming services?
Yep. All your standard streaming platforms, Netflix, Disney, plus you name it, plus free channels, all right there on the device itself.
So no need for an extra Chromecast or Apple TV or Roku stick?
Correct. It's all baked right in.
Oh, yeah.
Which makes the whole user experience feel much more fluid, more integrated.
Good. And connectivity. What about plugging things in? Gaming? Future stuff.
Yeah, looking at the connectivity, it's clearly designed with modern use cases in mind, and future-proofing, too.
Okay.
It includes HDMI 2.1 ports.
Which is key for gaming, right? High refresh rates.
Exactly. Critical for high-end gaming. Think 4K resolution at smooth, high refresh rates. Super important for next-gen consoles or gaming PCs.
Good. What else?
There's also EARC support, that's Enhanced Audio Return Channel.
Ah, yes, for simplifying audio connections.
Right. Crucial for sending high-quality, uncompressed audio like Dolby Atmos from the projector's own smart apps back to an external sound system, if you chose to use one, with just a single HDMI cable. Very convenient.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi 6E. So, the latest standard for super fast, reliable wireless networking means smoother 4K streaming even if your home network is crowded.
And they even threw in ATSC 3.0 for next-gen broadcast TV.
They did, which is quite forward-looking. ATSC 3.0 allows for things like higher resolution over-the-air TV, better audio, maybe even interactive features down the line.
So taken together, these features really position the L9Q not just as, cutting-edge device for today.
But one that's built to handle what's coming next. It considers the whole home entertainment ecosystem, streaming, gaming, broadcast, connecting to all your other devices.
Okay. So we've gone through all these incredible features, groundbreaking, really. The brightness, the color, the sheer size of the image, the integrated Atmos sound, the smarts, the top-tier connectivity.
Ticks a lot of boxes.
It sounds like an absolute dream machine, truly redefining what a home display can even be. But here it comes.
Oh.
The catch. We knew there had to be one. The price tag.
Right. The elephant in the room.
The sources are indicating somewhere between, $8,000 and $12,000?
That's the reported range, yes.
And like you said, that's before you even factor in buying that special ALR screen to really get the peak performance, the 1500 nits.
Correct. That's an additional cost.
So, okay. What does this all mean for you, the listener? Are you that dedicated cinephile with a media room who craves ultimate scale? Or just someone thinking about a living room upgrade? Because for some people, this might actually be competitive, strangely enough.
That price point is definitely, well, it's significant. It's a barrier for most people, no question.
For sure.
However, it's really crucial to put it in context. The sources make this point. It's actually less than some giant OLEDs.
Right. If you wanted a TV that big.
Exactly. If you try to find an OLED TV at a comparable size, like 150 inches, well, first, good luck finding one readily available. And second, it would likely cost you upwards of $30,000, maybe more.
Wow, okay.
So in that very specific ultra niche market, the massive screen market, the L9Q, suddenly looks like a compelling, maybe even more affordable option for people who absolutely prioritize enormous display size, something OLEDs just can't practically deliver right now.
So it's attacking that very top end where flat panels hit a physical and cost wall.
That seems to be the strategy, a calculated attack on the ultra-premium, ultra-large display segment. However, we absolutely have to acknowledge reality. It's still way above what most people spend on a TV.
Way above.
I mean, just to give some perspective, you could buy a really high-quality 75-inch OLED TV, maybe even an 83-inch one, plus a pretty decent surround sound system.
For less than the L9Q alone.
For significantly less, yeah. So let's be clear, this isn't replacing the average consumer's living room TV anytime soon.
Right.
The key insight here, I think, is that Hisense is targeting a very specific type of buyer.
Who are they?
Someone for whom screen size is absolutely paramount. Maybe they have a huge open-plan living space or a dedicated home theater room. They want that incredibly immersive wall-filling experience that even the biggest consumer TVs just can't provide.
And maybe they also value the aesthetic, not having a giant black rectangle on the wall when it's off.
That's another factor, definitely. The projector screen can retract or just looks like a neutral surface. It's a luxury item, no doubt, for people with both the budget and, importantly, the actual physical space to accommodate something this grand.
That's a really interesting point about value. It's not just the price, but what you get for it if you're that specific consumer.
Precisely.
For most buyers, yeah. The reality check is that regular TVs are still far more practical.
Yeah.
Cost, ease of ownership. But for those individuals, the L9Q seems to genuinely redefine what home projection can do. It's aspirational, it's pushing limits, and it's definitely challenging that old assumption that flat panels are the only premium choice. So as we bring this deep dive toward a close, it really feels clear that the Hisense L9Q represents, well, a new frontier for projectors.
It really does.
It's brighter. It's way more colorful and just generally more versatile than we're used to seeing from projection tech. This isn't just a small step. It feels like a significant leap forward for what an ultra short throw projector can actually be.
I agree.
Now, is it niche? Absolutely.
Yeah.
High-end, definitely. But it undeniably redefines the possibilities of home projection. And it throws down a gauntlet to traditional TVs, mainly by offering something they just can't easily match, that truly massive scale in a home setting.
And, if we connect this back to the bigger picture, it really prompts some fascinating reflection, doesn't it?
Like what?
Well, is this technology, the ultra-short throw, the triple laser, is this a genuine glimpse into the near future of mainstream home displays? Or is that luxury price point going to keep it firmly in the aspirational niche category for, the foreseeable future?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the $10,000 question in this case.
Ah, right. And it raises another important question. How might innovations like the L9Q influence future TV design?
Ooh, interesting.
Could it push TV manufacturers to explore even larger sizes? Maybe more creative solutions like modular, flat panels to get that scale.
Or maybe just push down the price of existing large TVs faster.
That's possible too. Or could it genuinely shift expectations for what a cinematic experience at home should feel like? Could it pave the way for the next leap that brings these giant screen experiences to more people, maybe through more affordable versions of this exact tech down the line?
So many possibilities.
The technology is clearly here, or at least emerging strongly, but the market adoption, its ripple effect, that remains to be seen. It's definitely one to watch.
Absolutely. Gives us so much to think about as display tech just keeps marching forward.
Well, thank you for sharing your sources and, as always, your curiosity with us today.
My pleasure.
Keep exploring these fascinating developments out there, everyone, and we will catch you next time on The Deep Dive.